I am not a financial advisor. Please do your own due diligence. Please take everything today as entertainment only.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Something that happens by chance, I think not.
What's the crack, everyone? Welcome back to Buy Wholesale. I hope, of course, you are all well. Today's video is one that's been on my radar the last couple of days. I actually started doing a bit of a day trade on it yesterday using the charts indicators, and thankfully it worked out pretty well. I made a tiny bit of some, just a tiny bit, but it was a tiny bit, you know. So I thought I'd do a bit of due diligence on it last night and into this today, and now I'm bringing you this video on Microvision. It's been going parabolic, big, huge risers. We'll get into the chart in a moment, but before we do, please like, please subscribe. Growing this channel, guys, really helps me out. You can go on and check out my playlists on penny stocks. You can go on and check out my playlists on the battery mining stocks that are all for the future thinking. The now is the penny stocks, the future is the mining stocks. I'm excited about the channel, guys. Thank you to everyone that has subscribed. You can get me on Instagram as well, BHSDMV, and go down to the links, guys. You'll see two Reuters articles that I have done. And Reuters, as you probably know, is the biggest financial news outlet in the world. I've been fortunate enough to do 2 articles with them, so go down and have a check of that. And also you'll see a link to free trade. Now I've just discovered that over the last 6 weeks I've been banging on about clicking this link and the link wasn't right, so anybody that's done that, apologies, but it has been corrected now and the link is there where you and I both get a free share up to £200. It's worthwhile if you're thinking about getting a bit of diversity. I have 4 different brokers platforms and I advise everyone to have at least 2 or 3 of them just to have a wee bit of extra security, a wee bit of out of sight, out of mind. You can do different things, but perhaps you're only starting your stock journey. Free trade's a good way to go. Free commission, baby, plus stock up to £200. That's not bad, guys. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. Okay, guys, so I've just pulled up the Microvision one-day chart on TradingView here so we can have a look. You can see here sort of pretty much about in the start of December. I mean, this was a glorified penny stock, and it's had one hell of a rise, but it started going up. Got up to sort of a high and just before Christmas, 22nd, and then it tapered off. You can just sort of see here we were in this channel for a while. Let's see, so we kind of got into the channel from 21st of December to about the 4th of February. So a good solid, 5-6 weeks of in this channel, and then it broke through on the sort of the 4th of February, and then it just went on a real good horny rise right up till about the 17th of February, and it definitely seems to be showing sort of a good support level in and around 1035. Hit the resistance of that sort of price and went down, and this went in this channel for a while. So now the interesting thing will be to see where this goes after yesterday's rise, and it was one hell of a rise. I actually jumped on it yesterday. Couldn't hold it overnight, checking out, sold. Obviously I did no due diligence. It was a day trade. I was looking at the charts, and I was watching sort of live news at the time, so I felt like, well, I've got a couple of hours here, let's do a bit of a day trade. And then, like I said, I made a tiny wee bit, not a huge amount, about £50 profit, so it's not worth talking about really, but I wish I had a hell now, like I just went up, but listen, I wouldn't do that without doing due diligence. So I've done my due diligence now. We're going to have a chat about this stock and see what the fuss is all about. But one hell of a rise yesterday, guys. And if you just pull that up, then you can see here over 1,000% from December right up until April. So in 4 months, anybody that's jumped on this has been 1,000% better off. Nice. If you just go on the Microvision's website, an innovator in ultra miniature sensing and projection display technology, better ways to interact and navigate in an increasingly complex connected world, enabled by Microvision's patent Pico-P scanning technology.
Artificial intelligence is transforming our world. Today, AI-connected devices listen and speak, answer basic questions, and perform simple tasks. Microvision's technology takes AI-connected devices to the next level, providing seamless interaction through display, touch, gesture, and sense. Our IoT products go beyond simple commands. Interactivity enhanced with embedded machine learning. Our consumer LiDAR provides depth sensing and spatial awareness with edge computing for smart home and security services. In automotive LiDAR, we enable active collision avoidance through embedded edge computing, providing actionable data. Our AR/MR provides high-resolution integrated display and sensor modules for headsets. We create value by combining our core laser beam scanning technology and machine learning at the edge for AI-connected devices. Microvision empowers AI-connected devices to see more, experience more, sense more, and navigate more.
That's a nice little video there that sort of describes Microvision in a nutshell. It's a very, very high level. We could go into more detail, and I can normally I would bring up the financials and we get an understanding of the big catalysts and stuff like that. But from my understanding, from my reading, I believe that there's two reasons. Firstly, if you go through the news articles, it's public knowledge that Microvision is actually up for sale. There is a place for a lot of the technology that we've seen in that video. I believe that a big companies, say like sort of Microsoft or bigger tech companies, would find the products that they have beneficial to their situation. We know about the likes of the cars and the AI and all that kind of stuff, how that is going to get bigger and better. So if the technology is as good as they're promoting, I don't see any reason why that potentially either wouldn't be a sale there. So that's a good catalyst, definitely people are buying into. But there's something else that I believe is really happening here, and let's have a look at it now. If you just type Microvision into Google, what you'll find is article after article, Motley Fool, Markets Insider, Yahoo Finance, so on and so forth, pretty much all saying it's skyrocketed and why, and you'll see things like this, leading the meme stocks higher. It's all to do with the Wall Street bet, guys. Okay, so I've covered a couple of videos previously about this kind of thing. In short, what they're doing is they're targeting highly shorted stocks. Now this stock is over 20% shorted, so pretty much what that means is the professionals on Wall Street are looking at this stock and they're going, it is way too high. By shortening, what they believe is the stock is only going to go one place and it's going to go down the toilet, okay? That's normally what happens, but what the Reddit guys, and I think there's nearly 10 million of these guys in these forums now, and what they're doing is they're buying it, because what that means is when that price goes up, then the people that have shorted it are obligated to buy back that stock that they have shorted, which ultimately means the thing will go even more. So it's a catch-22. We've seen it with GameStop, we've seen it with AMC, and there's several other ones. These things just get the horn about them, and it just doesn't stop. AMC still going, GameStop still going. You know, it's crazy, and they've all had a big rise yesterday. I've been kind of caught up in part of this with Zomedica. I covered that stock, made good money on it. There was a great rise out of it. Go into my other videos and check out Zomedica. I still believe that's a good stock, guys. 20% yesterday, further 10% is going up today. Good stock, guys. But the share price, you can't get a gauge of it when you're trying to do your normal due diligence. They've got good products, yes. Are you excited about the future? Yes. Do you see a place in the marketplace? Yes. But what skew with it is these Reddit guys pumping it. You don't know how much of a natural trajectory is it getting. And that does concern me as a long-term investor. In terms of this Microvision, let's just see what they're talking about here. Microvision spikes 32% as the stock becomes the most mentioned name on the Reddit's Wall Street bets in the 24-hour period. Go to Bazinga, Microvision becomes new Wall Street bets favorite. So that's the big mystery, guys. Yes, they do have decent products. Yes, they do have maybe catalysts for the sale to increase things, but ultimately the main crazy rise that we've seen here is down to the Wall Street bets. There's no way around it. Now, does that put me off? Puts me off long term. I'm not really arsed about the company itself. I'd be keeping an eye on if I'm going to trade this, and because of yesterday's success, I'm tempted to trade it and at least have that £50 profit margin that I made yesterday as my sort of get out. If it goes down again and I end up, you know, if it all goes Pete Tong, you know, I'm going to be pulling out of this. Just to be clear, this is definitely not investing. This is highly risky. You're relying on people pumping and dumping this stock. That is most likely going to happen. A lot of people are going to lose a lot of money, but within that there is potential. AMC is throbbing still, GameStop still throbbing. It's proven to still work. People are still in it. So if you are thinking about trading this, definitely join the Wall Street Bets on Reddit. Have a look at, see what people are saying, get a good feel for it. Definitely use your indicators, your chart indicators. Go into my tutorial videos and I talk about part 7, I talk about chart indicators. Use them, stick it on the 1 minute, try your best to gauge it, set stop losses, protect yourself as much as possible. If you can get it up and double your money, if that's the kind of craziness that you might see on this, get the original investment out so you're only playing with house money. Do all these things to try and safeguard yourself. But this is highly risky. It is definitely not investing. It is definitely not stock investing. It's purely almost like gambling, but it could work, and we've seen that it's working. So you've got to make your own call. I'll just finish off with one more article here before I do a bit of a roundup. So if we go on the Yahoo Finance, we'll actually do a bit of stock review here. Microvision to report on the Q1 earnings, what's in store. So the consensus estimate for revenues is pegged at 750,000. That indicates a decline of 49% from a year ago's quarter. So, you know, 49% decline. doesn't explain why it's throbbing. You can see that definitely is the Reddit people. Moreover, the consensus mark for the first quarter has been steady at 2 cents in the past 30 days. The company's reported a loss of 4 cents in the year quarter. In the fourth quarter of 2020, Microvision generated revenues of $385,000. Moreover, the company net loss came in at 2 cents compared with a loss of 3 cents in the fourth quarter. Microvision's first quarter 2021 performance is expected to have benefited from an agreement in April 2017, customer to transfer responsibility from component production to sell production assets without selling any intellectual property. Notably, the company is receiving royalty for each component shipped by the customer, which is likely to have contributed to the top line. So look, there is positives. Like I said, this isn't just a crappy stock that's being pumped. There is good catalyst behind it, but people shorting it is the reason why Reddit's jumped on it. So there is two things at play. So there's over 450 issued and pending patents. So again, if some of them start coming through, you may see a lot more interest in it. Okay guys, that's the video. I kind of wrapped up during the middle of the video talking about what way you could potentially play this, so I'll not repeat myself, but in summary, a couple of things at play. Good catalyst potentially there, but I think ultimately the main reason why it's getting such a rise is because the Reddit guys are attacking the short sellers. It is not stock trading what's happening. However, I do kind of like the fact that they're kind of giving the middle finger to the system, so I'm kind of like, okay, we've seen what's happened with AMC, we've seen what's happened with GameStop, Zomedica, so on and so forth. I do believe there could be legs for this, but if I was making a move on this today, I'm definitely going to see what way it opens, because there was a resistance at that sort of $25, $26. We're at that point now, so I would be waiting to see what happens today. Definitely using indicators, all that jazz, all the stuff that I talked about earlier on in the video. So definitely going to keep an eye on this one. I've missed the sort of the AMC GameStop. I sort of knew about it but didn't like it, but I'm intrigued by all this now, because it seems to be it's not something that's going to go away, and within that there's always an opportunity to be able to play things the right way, use the indicators, and you potentially could be able to day trade and make money on this. I think that's safe to say. Love to hear your thoughts. What way you playing it? Are you interested in this? Is it just no, it's too risky, it's not stock investing, or is there a way of being able to play it? I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'm going to keep an eye on it. I'll keep you up to date on how my progress goes on with this. Any big developments, I keep you as informed. So hit that like, hit the subscribe button to grow this channel. Thank you very much for everyone that is helping out. Get me on the Instagram, check out all the links below, and until next time guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Something that happens by chance, I think not.